Hi everybody, it's Tammy, Tatsy2 here, and I am here today to just show you a project that I have been working on for about the last 3 weeks. This is a gift for my granddaughter's kindergarten class for Halloween, and I am actually quite proud of it. It started with a piece of chipboard and an idea, and it really blossomed. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Please excuse the shakiness, but I have to actually move the camera by hand. And this is what I created for the kindergarten class. I'll try to hold it as still as I possibly can. Please forgive me. I started with a chipboard, and I made a tombstone. And out of this tombstone, I used the chipboard. I used texture paste. I overcoated it with several layers of different shades of grays to get the look. I cut these out, the letters out with my Cricut, and embedded them directly into the texture paste so that they would stay there. I put it all on a base, and it says on the tag, Kindergarten Class 2012 to 2013. I put it all on a board, and on the board I have put down Spanish moss, leaves, handmade flowers by Christine. She's Bella Poupe on YouTube, and I will put her link below. She phenomenal flowers. I also put a bouquet of her flowers here at the front. Added some, I'm not sure if they're berry beads or what, but they're really great. And another little bouquet in the corner. And I built twig by twig a bush to stand in the corner as well. Had to break the fence here to make it look authentic, and also for access to this wonderful coffin that's sitting here. The paper line I used for this was the G45 Happy Haunting, and I fussy cut out this image, and I raised the leaves, etc. on pop darts. Pop darts. Okay, and then over here there is a Tim Holtz die cut, the twig on the edge die, and I did that up here. And over the top of the tombstone I've laid this webbing, and of course a spider. And this is my little cherub, little angel cherub. I distressed her with a lot of black soot and white acrylic paint, and a lot of wiping to get her to look like that. And I also had to distress her, so I knocked off her nose and a few curls, and yeah, she looks pretty beaten up. And then as we go around the back, and I am sorry about the shakiness, the fencing was purchased at Michael's, and it was white, and I used weathered wood distress stain on it, and then I went over it with a blend of white acrylic paint and the weathered wood, and to give it the crackle look, and I think it turned out phenomenal. And on the back here I also did out another one of the fussy cuts from the paper, and I thought she was just adorable, and she's all popped up on foam dots and stuff too. And this comes around the back. And now for the part that, yeah, you probably thought, okay, no, you know what, I'm going to do the coffin first, because the coffin is so cute. Got it at Michael's, and it was just plain wood. So I took one of the veneer embellishments that I have, and I laid it on there, and then I covered everything in flat black, and then I did sort of a crackle over it with more black paint. as well. And I mean, it's adorable. It talks. It makes noise. And of course, had to put a skull and a few bones in there, of course. But anyways, it's light activated, so we're going to close it up. But now you see why the gap in the fence. And we're going to remove that. And the reason I left it removable is because this is for a kindergarten class. They are going to play with it. Now for the part that was the hardest to do. This tombstone cracks open. It's been put onto hinges. And that way it can crack open so that the mini album can come out. Now I'm just going to move this aside and put you back up here on my shelf so I can show you the mini album. Please bear with me. I don't know how to pause this yet. I've never figured that out. So that just closes right back up. We're just going to move it to the side. Okay, let's bring you in a little closer here. Okay, so on the front, now this is a temporary binding on this, and that is because she has almost 30 children in her class, and we're not sure exactly how many photos are going to be taken and how much room we're going to need in this album. I mean, with 30 children, that is a lot, right? So I've done it with just ties for now, you know, some funky ties, but once it's completely filled, I am going to have it brought back to us and I will bind it properly. So on the front, I designed and cut out a skull and crossbones and adhered them to the front cover. I heat embossed the keep danger, keep out, do not enter sign that goes across. These are pieces of chipboard from the collection. The beware sign is, I have done it in glitter, and then I went over it with the Claudine Helmet medium, but I did it in the gloss medium, and that keeps the glitter from ever coming off. And then I made a sign. I flipped over one of the chipboard pieces and made a sign that says enter at your own risk. And the reason for these is because underneath, these are held together with magnets. I did put 2 magnets to keep the cover closed. And please bear with me about the binding. I will show it to you again once the binding is correct. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here and start. On the inside covers on each side, it will open in a gatefold. On each side I have put a slider. And they were my first slider cards, and well, they weren't the best, but you know what? I really enjoyed doing them. I will learn to do them better. My baggies were a little bit long, I'm sorry to say, but I tried. So, and on the first page here, what I did was I took and I fussy cut out the trees on the paper, and then I glossy accented them with 4 coats of glossy accent to really bring them up and make them pop. Under the moon is a hidden tag that I put in there for the kids. My granddaughter was playing with it, and the more she played with it, the more she loved the hidden things, so I had to keep going. The house is also a hidden pocket, and on the house tag I have done a heat embossing with glitter embossing powders, and that just slides right in and hides again. And then here I've just added a couple of tags, and I cut out along the paper line here so that it's again a hidden piece, and it's just for the tags to go in. You know, you can't have enough tags when you have that many kids. And on the other side of this page, I've left a pocket here, and I've left this open because I don't know what she really would like to do. I've left a lot of open spaces for a lot of pictures with that many kids. And then this again opens again. And here I've just done up one of the stories that were on one of the papers and put a thing on it. use some of the stamps. And here I just piece of the chipboard. Love this spider paper. It's absolutely fantastic. But in each of these, I have also added a magnet to keep these closed. And then I also did just a clear heat embossing on here with a little jewel. And on the next page, I made it a little bit different. Oh, and also inside every page, I've also added a large tag, just a plain large tag with a chipboard piece to add even more photos to. Okay, and every one of them has one of those in it. Just a different chipboard piece at the top. On this one, I took the word Boo and 31 from the, I believe it's a mover and shaper die. And I just cut them out in black, and then I just glossy accented them, bring them up. And then here on this picture, I went and I took stickles, and I put stickles all the way around her scarf here. And I added glossy accents to the bats, to a few places on her hair and hat and dress, onto her broom handle here, and onto her ribbon and her wand. And then here's just a little tag for another one. This is a lock cake. I ran out of paper, I am sorry, and I did have to use a different stock, and I am sorry about that. Okay, and that's just a tag. And then this opens up, and in here we have two of the chipboard pieces that are attached to tags that slide in and out here for the kids. And I have used a whole jar of Claudine Helmet's matte medium on this album so that everything is totally kid friendly. I've used 2 rolls of score tape, a ton of glue. The kids are going to love it. And then here I took another one of the on the edge, and I heat embossed this one in the white snowflake. And then they look cool. And that's just to hold the 3 tags that I've placed here. And most of the tags are blank on the back so that pictures can be added or journaling. Okay. We'll just slide that back in. And this is just, this tag I built up just to hold this closed, because I learned this from Clair, I believe she's charliejones on YouTube. And I love it. I absolutely love this. So this one's going to flip this way. And here I've just added one of the characters, a piece of the trim, some of the paper, another magnet to hold this open. And here I've just cut out one of the girls, one of the photos. And that's just for there. And added one of the little characters and a couple of pumpkins. And here's the big clock. And of course I fussy cut a lot of the pieces out for this. And I love this clock. This is gorgeous. Okay, now the next page, this one just blew my mind. Yeah, once I started on it, I think people thought I was going insane. This is the one we call the Pumpkin Patch. Okay, and it says Jolly Jacqueline's. I just cut those out of the paper and put them on and added her, because she's cute. She's cute. Added one of the clocks, and on this clock, I've added a brad to the center for the, just to make it look a little nicer. And I've glossy accented the rim around it. Just give it a little bit more pop. Okay. And then, of course, it's a pumpkin patch. What can I say? Well, on this pumpkin patch, there are 15 tags. And they start here. And what I did to do these was I actually went line by line and fussy cut out along the pattern. I don't know if you can see that, and I'm hoping you can. Okay. I fussy cut out along the pattern. I put tie-back envelope, I believe that's how it's pronounced, underneath of it so that it can't be torn. Okay. And then I had to sit and find on another sheet all the little pumpkins that matched so that they could go into their slots and be hidden. So yeah, I'm extremely proud of the way this turned out. Um, at one point, I think I thought I was going to go insane cutting out pumpkins. I had to, of course, cut every one of them out by hand, etc. And these leaves, all I did was cut them out on my Cricut. And then some of them are raised on puff dots and stuff. But these little tags go all the way down the page. And they all have their own slot. They all match up to their own little characters. Oops, maybe that one's going to be a little stuck. Oh, I might have glued that puppy in. Well, I'll have to get him out in a bit. Sometimes I don't wait for the glue to dry. I don't think any of us do. Okay, let's just slide him back. And then here's another one. And then across the bottom we have 3 small ones. And on this one I decided I'm going to make it a surprise for the kids. So I fussy cut out, whoa, sorry. I fussy cut out the little kitty and the little pumpkins and the little stamp and put it on there for them. Just a little surprise for them to find. So I think the kids are going to have a lot of fun with this page. Yeah, I mean, it was very challenging to do. I don't know if I would do it again, but the effect is phenomenal. So, and then on this page, I took out one of the frames and added a piece to it. This is all chipboard. This is actually the front cover of the paper, and I really liked using that, and I used another piece, another tag. And in this side here, it's getting harder to see this, I'm sorry. In this side, I'm going to move the camera over just a little bit here, ladies and gents, sorry. Okay, on this side, I just used a piece of the fencing to do a pocket. And then I added, I mean, that's the cutest little postcards, right? And they're just blank on the back for photos, whatever. On this side here, on this, whoops, sorry. On this page, I did 2 of the frames that are open at the top for pictures. I did the storybook, the storyteller from the paper as well. I did just a piece of the, this is all just pieces of the paper. This is just a little tag. And I used, again, Charlie Jones's idea of using the half clock. She does this quite often, puts a belly band and then puts a semicircle at the bottom to hold the tag from falling and puts it up on foam dots. It works really, really well, and I love it. Okay, so that's that page. Where are we at? Oh, the final page. Okay, the final page. First, I had to design the house. I'm going to take you out just a little bit so you can see the whole page here, I hope. Okay, there we go. This is the final page, and you'll notice that my pages are actually offset to each side as they open so that you can get your hand in there and do things. Okay, so on this one, I designed the house, and I fussy cut, well, I didn't fussy cut, sorry, I cut out strips to do the window frame, and then I crackled them. I used glue and made a webbing here in the corner. I fussy cut out the cat and put him there. I fussy cut out the sunflowers. I added them here. They're on foam dots as well. I took one of the smaller images. Since I only had the 12 by 12, I had to do what I could do, and some of the images were quite tiny, so I was able to fussy cut it out the image of the 3 girls walking with their candle and the pumpkins to put in one of the windows. On this side, there is a tag, and here I used one of the Tim Holtz fragments, and I put the owls behind it, and then I put the paper behind that for a tag. And here I heat embossed this tree on the edge piece in blue, in a dark blue, so it's more the shadowies for the night. Okay, and then I also fussy cut out this tiny little witch here, and I added stickles and glossy accents to her as well, and put her on pop dots, on foam dots to bring her up as well. And then of course the moon behind. Then I made a chimney, and the chimney is actually a tag as well, just a simple tag. But on the chimney, I had to actually piece it together, put the little pieces of paper brick on, then paint it, then crackle it, then multi-matte medium it. Oh, and the distress ink, of course, the black soot, to make that work. And I took and cut out one of the little bats and put glossy accents on him and just popped him up here. And his wings are movable too, so the kids can play with them. The fence. The fence started as a piece of fence on the paper. On the, actually it's right here. I showed you that on the one tag piece here. But anyways, so I fussy cut the whole fence out, and it has this sign right in the middle of it. So I did all that, and then I used 5 coats of heat embossing to make this totally pop out. I had to break out pieces to make it look all broken and crooked and everything. So yeah, I'm extremely proud of this page. Sorry, I'm very extremely proud of this page. This one took a lot of work and a lot of thinking. And then on the inside of that page, this one's pretty basic. I've left this blank because it's so colorful. Okay, and then on the inside, I've added one of the mover and shaker kitties. I'm going to move out again here a little bit. There we go. Okay, and he's been cut from chipboard. And thank you, Christine. You were great. She sent me a whole ton of these cut out for me. I used so many of them and wrecked so many trying to do what I was trying to do. So I just painted him flat black, and then I used the Claudine Helmet's glossy medium to bring him out. This is one of the stories that's on the pages, so I just popped that in. There's a couple of the witches' hats. I cut out a ton of them and just didn't use them, and I don't know why. And then one of the chipboard pieces. And then in the middle here, I've just taken one of the images and added as a mat, and one of the journaling tags. And then fussy cut another image for on here and added just a little strip here for that. And then finally the final page. We're on the final page. And that is the back. And the back says, if you can read it, it's kind of hard. It was really hard to find papers that worked with it. It says, Monsters on Parade. And it's because the kids at the school do a parade through the classrooms. And I figured this would be great for all their little pictures of that. And this one is a waterfall card. So I've tried to do the fronts and the backs of each one. And at the bottom of the waterfall, I've just taken that cute little image from the very front. I've added a little bit of stickles to it for the ribbons and bows. At the bottom here is just one of the very tiny fussy cuts that I've added on for the pull. I was going to add a string, and I thought, nah, I want this instead. So that's what I put there. And we might have to add a pull if the kids are too hard on this. We might have to add a string or a bow after all. So I left the hole just in case. If not, then it's going to be covered too with part of the pattern. So that is what I have made for their Halloween. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed making it. I have a very special shout out to 3 very important people. And first off is Christine, who's Belle Poupée. Without her, I never would have kept going on this. I would have thrown it out a long time ago and said, forget it, I can't do it. It was too much. But she pushed and pushed and pushed and made me keep going. I did it. Second up would be Tonya. And why can't I think of Tonya's last name at the moment? She's Pyschomom here on YouTube. And Tonya, I'm sorry. I'm very, very tired. And for the life of me, I can't think of names at the moment. Tonya has been my call anytime, Skype, I'm gonna go crazy pulling my hair out, lifesaver right from the get-go with this. It was her idea as to what would probably work best for textures, colors, placement. When I was ready to just literally throw it away the other night, and it was like 10:30 at night, so it probably would have been about 12:30 in the morning at her place, I contacted her just in tears because I couldn't get it done. And she Skyped with me, and it came together. She coaxed me and just patiently, virtually held my hand through it. And another person that has been an absolute total inspiration for me is Char Gibson. She is Charlene Gibson here on YouTube. And also the other night, she was also on Skype with us. The two of them together were my life. They're a godsend. They have, like I said, they've been so helpful. The three ladies have been such an inspiration in this. And I want to just say thank you, girls, and I love you dearly. Everybody has to go over and show them some love. They are so wonderful. But as I said, once this comes back to me after Halloween, and the kids have played with it, and I've had to reattach everything, of course, because that's what's going to happen with a whole room of 5-year-olds. I am going to bind it correctly, and then I will show you the completely finished product. Otherwise, everybody have a wonderful day and a fantastic Halloween, my favorite day of the year, and I will see you later. Bye.